News 5 Live. 20,000 signatures delivered in 9 boxes to the office of the Governor General. Is that enough to trigger a cannabis referendum? We'll tell you what the church says about this milestone. And two weekend murders and a missing man whose family believes he may have been killed. These stories and more coming up on News 5 Live.
Download the SmartStream app on the Android Play Store and create your account to get access to movies and stream at home or on the go. Prepaid customers can purchase regular data packages or get a discounted rate on a special SmartStream package by dialing 7737. Postpaid customers will be billed monthly. Never miss a movie again with SmartStream.
Part 3 CSME Series. Do you want to live and work in Jamaica, Barbados, St. Lucia, or any other member state participating in the CARICOM single market and economy? Do you have an associate's or university degree or Caribbean vocational qualifications? Are you a media worker, a musician or artist, a nurse, a sports person, or a teacher? If so, as a CARICOM national and a holder of a CARICOM skills certificate, you are free to live and work in CARICOM. Apply today for a skills certificate at the Department of Immigration and Nationality Services in Belmopan City. For more information, contact us at the Directorate General for Foreign Trade at 501-822-2832 or at foreigntrade@btl.net.
Staying connected with your loved ones while traveling is even more important during this global pandemic. With Digi, this is even easier and more convenient with our data roaming plans. Postpaid customers have instant access to mobile data when in 41 destinations worldwide. With 3 affordable plans, starting at only $28, it's easy to instantly connect via your favorite digital platform. To purchase your data roaming plan, contact Digi before your travel date. If you are already abroad, you can contact us via email at digihelp@livedigi.com or via WhatsApp at 608-8888. For more information, visit our website at livedigi.com/digicel or visit a Digi store near you. You can roam, stay safe, and stay connected with Digi.
Are you looking for low-cost television advertising? Have we got a deal for you? Advertise on Channel 5's Daily Classifieds. Channel 5's Daily Classifieds is one of the most effective methods for introducing yourself and your business to the community. Use our Daily Classifieds to recruit employees, promote specials, promote your products or services, promote a business opportunity, increase traffic to your website, and advertise items you have for sale. Let us help you to save valuable time and money. Call us today at 280-0013 or visit us at our offices on Coney Drive to discuss how we can help your business grow affordably. Channel 5 Daily Classifieds. Advertise today.
Good evening and welcome to News 5 Live for Tuesday, May 3rd. I am Sabrina Daly. In what is considered a historic move by the religious community, the Council of Churches and the National Evangelical Association of Belize today delivered 20,108 signatures to the Governor General for El Salam in an attempt to trigger a referendum on the legalization of marijuana. Following the exercise, the government of Belize issued a release acknowledging the submission under Section 2 of the Referendum Act to commence a writ of referendum. GOB says that it has repeatedly shown good faith and commitment to the consultation process in relation to the Cannabis and Industrial Hemp Control and Licensing Bill. News 5's Paul Lopez was outside of the Belize House in Belmopan. He filed the following report. We'll have this story later in the newscast. Denny Grijalva is the UDP caretaker for Orange Walk Central, and he is also a pastor, a role only a few know him for. Today, he was among the group of church leaders who delivered the signed petitions to the Governor General. He was acting not only as a representative of the church, but also as a representative for the 20 UDP caretakers that are also in support of holding a referendum. As for Grijalva's personal view, if a referendum is to be held, he says he will vote against the legalization of marijuana in Belize. Coming up, a man is murdered during this weekend's Parkfest. Another is killed several hours later. Were both incidents related? And a desperate search is underway to find Emir Cancino, who was last seen at the Parkfest. Details when we return.
Hello, friends. This is Dr. Bob Roberts with another 60-second sermon from God's Word.
The Bible says, "For troubles surround me, too many to count. My sins pile up so high, I can't see my way out. They outnumber the hairs on my head. I have lost all courage." David was a strong man, a man after God's own heart, but he faced problems God alone could solve. All of us have experienced that hopelessness and seen ourselves as victims instead of victors. I'm told that if you put a buzzard in a pen that is 6 feet by 8 feet and it is entirely open at the top, it will be an absolute prisoner. The reason is that a buzzard begins a flight from the ground with a run of 10 to 12 feet. Without space to run, it will not even attempt to fly, but will remain a prisoner in a small jail with no top. Likewise, the ordinary bat is a remarkable, nimble creature in the air, but it cannot take off from a level place. On a flat floor, it can only shuffle about helplessly until it reaches some slight elevation from which it can throw itself into the air. Finally, the bumblebee, if you dropped it into an open tumbler, will be there until it dies, unless it is taken out. It never sees the means of escape at the top, but persists in trying to find some way out through the sides near the bottom, until it destroys itself. We too often struggle with our problems without looking up. Remember, sorrow looks back, worry looks around, but faith looks up. Don't become like the buzzard, the bat, and the bumblebee.
Today's 60-second sermon has been presented by Christian Foundations of Faith in cooperation with the Baptist churches in your area.
weekend in Belize City, hundreds of residents descended on Digi Park for the resumption of Parkfest, an annual festivity showcasing Belizean musicians. By all accounts, the event was well attended, and the after party that followed at the Princess poolside was equally crowded. But somehow, amid the loud music and dance, a young man was shot and killed across the street, inside the parking lot at MCC. It is not clear what precipitated the murder. News 5's Isani Cayetano reports.
When 23-year-old Tariq Ciego left for BTL Park on Sunday, his loved ones never imagined that it would be the last time they'd see him alive. He was accompanied by a group of friends, no more than 10, yet somehow they would lose sight of him in the swarm of people at the Parkfest and its after party.
We just gonna enjoy for yourself. Next minute, he disappear. We start look for you. I just found him on dead.
King, as he was otherwise known, laid motionless inside the parking lot at MCC grounds. He had been shot at least 2 times. When you guys discovered him, what exactly did you see?
He on the ground, done dead. There are two gunshot wound. We don't hear no shot, nothing. Due to the music, I will probably made a check. But there are officers on the outside, but according to where they said they don't hear no shot, but we don't know how they don't hear no shot on them on the outside, on the street side of the gate of the spot.
Police responded to that location shortly after 4 a.m. Their investigation revealed that Ciego was walking towards his vehicle around 2:45 a.m. when someone approached him and inflicted the deadly injuries.
Initial investigation revealed that Tariq left from an event that was happening at the Princess poolside sometime around 2:30, and a lone gunman opened fire on him, fatally injuring him. It was not until that event was over and other patrons were going for their vehicle that they found his body. The time between when it's alleged that he left that concert and when his body was found is a wide gap when it comes to crime. And investigators are trying to piece together leads that they believe could help them in identifying a suspect.
Those closest to him are still trying to come to terms with what transpired in the early hours of Monday. Ciego's friend, who spoke with News 5 off camera, said that he was easygoing and never got in the way of anyone.
So try to take it easy. Can't really do nothing.
Why would anybody want to kill him, especially at a location like that where, from my understanding, a lot of people are out at the Parkfest on Sunday?
Well, that I really know, because like we have people who are troubling nobody. We are troubling nobody. We stay to for yourself. You play football, I play basketball.
For now, investigators are stumped because of the time that elapsed between the deadly shooting and the discovery of Ciego's lifeless body. According to Assistant Superintendent Fitzroy Yearwood, witnesses aren't forthcoming.
We are at a loss for right now. We know that during the daytime, you can always see security visibly in a little booth in that parking lot, but I must say from personal experience, at night, the security tends to lock. So we would have to do a lot of investigating for this one. We have a lot of different angles that we're looking at, because we wouldn't know if there wasn't any witness at the time. The moment that it took almost 2 hours for him to be found, we know that even if a witness didn't want to be identified, they would have called that in.
Reporting for News 5, I am Isana Cayetano.
Less than 24 hours later, gunshots would erupt in the Lake Independence area. Investigators are yet to determine, however, if the murder of Erwin Pitter was in any way related to the execution of Tariq Ciego several hours earlier. His siblings describe him as quiet and soft-spoken, someone who enjoyed partying and beating drums. It's anyone's guess why he would be gunned down in a drive-by shooting. Again, here is News 5's Isani Cayetano.
Erwin Pitter was a distance away from his home on Pitter Street when he was gunned down on Monday night. It was the second in a series of murders that took place over the holiday weekend. The 19-year-old was in the vicinity of Police Street when someone accosted him and opened fire.
I came here yesterday in the afternoon and I meet my brother right there, so he made a laugh, talk with everybody and thing. And I gone back home, he tell me to well enjoy your day and things, so I gone back home and between 6:30 when I get up this morning, I see a lot of missed calls from my phone. So when I just open one of the texts and when I open it, I read that when I kill my brother. But I never know that Erwin Pitter, I think that my next brother.
Her brother, whom she affectionately referred to as Punta King, left where he was in the Gongolong neighborhood to purchase food.
He was beating drum and then he must have been going to go buy a fried chicken or something, and that's how he made it in the area.
That's when a vehicle drove up and an occupant took aim at him.
Sometime around 10, after 10 yesterday, police were called out to an area on Giles Street off Mackenzie Lane, where they saw the motionless body of Erwin Pitter, 19 years. Investigation revealed that Pitter left from an area on Holy Emmanuel Street sometime after 10 to go and purchase food and upon reaching that location, a vehicle approached him and several shots were fired in his direction, causing his fatal injury.
News 5 understands that the vehicle was pursued by police who responded to the scene of the deadly shooting. According to Communications Director ASP Fitzroy Yearwood, details of what happened thereafter have not been passed on to him.
I know that police were following a vehicle. Whether or not they caught him, they didn't relay in this report. I can only go as to what they have revealed so far. And certainly, if anything transpired from that vehicle that was searched, I will request that information today.
Pitter's sister says that her youngest sibling did not bother anyone. In fact, most of his time was spent socializing and making merry.
Thinking I'm not a trouble person, walk home from work to home, have friends, they call up Punta King, and because he like dance, he like have fun, he like lively, and I know somebody would talk, but he lively, and now my close brother, they just take somebody close for me, and at the end of the day, whosoever know anything or say anything or hear anything, if they could help by make we get justice, I would appreciate that too, right?
Monday night's murder succeeds the shooting death of Tariq Ciego the night before. Many are asking whether the two incidents, notwithstanding the jurisdictions within which they occurred, are somehow related.
I am not trying to do a connection at this time. I am allowing the investigators, one, because it happened in two different precincts. The one in the St. Martin's area, as we know, is for Precinct 2, and the one at MCC is for Precinct 3. I am hoping that our investigators are consulting each other as to what their findings are, so that I would be in a better position to answer a question like that.
Reporting for News 5, I am Isana Cayetano.
The family of missing 20-year-old Belize City resident Amir Cancino Jr. is frantically searching for him. This afternoon, a search party went out along the John Smith Road following information that his lifeless body may have been dumped in that area. There are no official reports suggesting that Amir Cancino Jr. was a victim of murder. But after 2 days with no contact or trace of his whereabouts, his family fears the worst. Cancino was last seen leaving his friend's house at 4 a.m. on Monday morning, following a night out at Parkfest in Digi Park and an after-party nearby. News 5 spoke with Cancino's father, Amir Cancino Sr., during this afternoon's search.
The thing is, Emma told me he left out to go to the Parkfest, right? She was last year between 6 and 7, but to our knowledge, we don't know he has one troublemaker or nothing. But he never made work at the moment. To allow me to get to understand him, the training I can. But to knowledge our way, they said him the training, or so we never get no information like that. So we don't know where my be the outcome of the we got missing kind of somebody we not usually stay like this.
So he usually keeps in touch with his loved one?
He don't keep in touch with me, kind of live with the mom, right? I live separate, and then usually go home. But then she called me yesterday evening, want to know, say no, reach home yet. So he asked me if I sent, I told her no. And time I was at a friend's house, so I don't know if I'm gonna buy my house, and about give me a call. Like when I tell my friends, I usually go home and watch my news, which I work till late. So I usually catch the news 10 o'clock, where I catch it in the morning, and I say, why you watch news? I like tell them, because for someone say my face on it. I don't know, troublemaker, so I want to say my face, but then it turned on, now it's my son, I'm missing. So now with the guest tips say the whole time, they hear there and there, so with the search, if you come up, we hope for the best, but like when I always say, you never know till you reach your door.
So you fear the worst at this moment?
Well, so far we still try to call the phone and no message with the check people when they say me they with. They say he left 4 o'clock the morning, yesterday morning for in road home, but so far not reach home yet. So that's probably in a couple of days. So that's why I'm gonna make a missing person report this morning at the station.
ASP Fitzroy Yearwood also officially commented on the murder of security guard David Gonzalez, who was killed while on duty in front of Super Q Mart on the Bullet Tree Road in San Ignacio, Caye, last Thursday. The murder was caught on surveillance camera as a gunman, who Gonzalez seemingly knew, approached and killed the security guard in order to steal his weapon.
Our initial investigation revealed that David Gonzalez, 27-year security guard, was on duty at the above the mentioned location, and he was approached by a single male armed with a firearm. This male person made an attempt to relieve Gonzalez of his firearm that belonged to the security company that he was employed with. Gonzalez refused to hand over that firearm, and while he was retreating from that person opened fire on him, fatally injuring him. We are asking the assistance of the public. We have sent out a few still shots from a video in trying to locate and identify the assailant in this murder.
Gonzalez was employed with Anchor Security. There is yet another video that is making its rounds on social media, which shows the assault of a civilian by a police officer. It happened over the weekend on St. Thomas Street. In the video, the officer advances towards the individual recording him using expletives and preventing him from recording an incident involving his brother and the officer. The video brings into sharp focus a most recent incident at the Sir Barry Bowen Municipal Airstrip, in which a civilian was also assaulted by a police officer. Today, ASP Fitzroy Yearwood told the media that the officer in this incident over the weekend is being dealt with.
I saw that video, and I can assure you that an investigation was launched immediately. We know that the officer in that video is from Belize City, and the precinct commander has been tasked to investigate that properly. What we are hoping for is that the person in that video would come forward and give us a formal report. But I can tell you on our side, one, our legal office have already made certain directives, and that officer will be dealt with internally, regardless if we have a virtual complainant or not. We have been saying to our officers for quite some time that it is okay if people believe that they want to video the police doing their job. If you are doing your job at the highest level of professionalism, you should have no problem with it. And at the end of the day, if you go against what we consider one of the department's policy, then you will be dealt with internally, regardless.
A number of road traffic accidents occurred over the extended weekend. Unfortunately, an incident on the Boom Road near Buttercup Estate claimed the life of a man. Sergio Eck was the driver of a Nissan Altima. Traveling along with him were 3 other persons, Roshane, Caye, and Carrie Flowers, all residents of Scotland Half Moon. Around 3 a.m. as they were traveling towards Scotland Half Moon, Eck reportedly lost control of the vehicle, which flipped several times. Eck suffered severe head and body injuries and perished at the scene, while the Flowers trio received various degrees of injuries.
Police visited a scene where they observed a 4-door Nissan Altima extensively damaged off the highway. When they examined the scene properly, they found 4 persons in the nearby bushes. Roshane Flowers, 25, Caye Flowers, 22, and a 16-year-old minor. Also in that vehicle, the driver of that vehicle actually was Sergio Eck, 23-year-old, who was suffering from severe head and body injuries and died on the location. Our initial investigation revealed that Sergio Eck was driving the Altima when he lost control of it and flipped several times, causing the various mentioned injuries to his passengers and to himself. His body was transported to the KHMH where he was pronounced dead by a medical officer. Samples were obtained from him, and we now await a post-mortem on that body.
Notwithstanding the accident that claimed the life of Sergio Eck this weekend, Assistant Superintendent Fitzroy Yearwood, Communications Director for the Belize Police Department, believes that the work of the police and the traffic department, as well as drivers, has been paying off in reducing traffic fatalities. Multiple road traffic accidents over extended weekends have become commonplace, and both departments have had countless campaigns for drivers to remain safe on the road. Fortunately, there was one other non-fatal accident.
Well, I would want the department to take full credit. I believe the general public are listening out there, and we could tell you not to drive at a certain speed we want to, but it is up to you for your own safety, to keep your family safe, to travel from home to where you go and back home in one piece. So I must say that I believe the public have a lot to do with it, and I will ask them to continue doing that. Right? So yes, our police officers do their highway patrol, and if you notice the incident with that police-related shooting is from the traffic department doing their checkpoint also. We are just asking the general public to be more cooperating with the traffic department personnel also. They have a job to do, just like the police, and give them the same level of respect that you would give a police officer when requested of you to present certain documents. When you speed out there, if I'm not directly driving in your opposite direction, it doesn't affect me. But it concerns me because it's a life loss. And families get shattered when lives are lost. So we have to think about that.
Coming up, 20,000 signatures. Are they enough to trigger government for a cannabis referendum? But first, here's a look at the latest COVID-19 figures.
Modificó los protocolos de seguridad y prevención de salud ante la pandemia de COVID-19 para evitar contagios.
Creamos un concepto que denominamos quirófano santuario no COVID.
Hospital Galenia, más que un hospital.
The Bear of Belize.
Primary and improve primary health care across this country, we must improve the rural communities first. And so there's efforts in making sure that our community centers, our health centers is adequately stacked with the resources, properly staffed, and at the same time that health services reach out to the most needy, especially in our rural communities. As a representative myself, I could use it, for example, Santa Marta village as an example, where one of the things that I had said to them, Santa Marta residents have to travel all the way to Region sometimes just to get a basic checkup. We need to improve those type of systems. In down south, similarly, things like this occur. So I have to look at, as a minister, look at where we need to improve in terms of making health centers available in those farthest rural communities, making sure that our doctors and nurses and our community-based programs that we offer are reaching out to these communities. So it is a priority for me, it is a priority for the Ministry of Health, and the one that I will hold dear to my heart is the fact that we we definitely appreciate our community health workers who are out there on every day assisting our people, assisting with some of the basic stuff, but at the same time, we need to ensure that the people that requires this assistance most is the one that gets it.
As we mentioned at the start of the newscast, the Belize Council of Churches and NEAB tendered 20,000 petitions to the Governor General this morning. With more on today's historic achievement on the part of the churches, here's News 5's Paul Lopez.
Senator Moises Bengoshe, Bishop of the Methodist Church, delivered 20,000 signed petitions to the Governor General's office in Belmopan this morning. These petitions were signed by Belizeans who are in support of a referendum on the legalization of cannabis in Belize. Today's submission marks the end of a historic effort on the part of the churches to meet the 10% threshold needed to trigger a referendum.
The gathering of the church leaders assembled here today feels that it was important to be able to share and to bring these petitions to the Governor General at this time, because we're speaking in a direct way to what the government has done in presenting a bill on March 25th, 2022, the bill entitled Cannabis and Industrial Hemp Control and Licensing Bill. For us at this time, we decided to present these petitions because we think that it is a backward and retrograde step being undertaken in the name of new growth industry.
The Governor General's office is expected to deliver the signatures to the Chief Elections Officer, whose office will then undertake the process of vetting the signatures to ensure that the petitions are signed by registered voters. Once that process is complete, the Chief Election Officer will then set a date for a referendum to be held.
These signatures are all true and real. The signatures represent the voice of the Belizean public. It includes a former Prime Minister, it includes bankers, CEOs of different companies across the length and breadth of this nation. It represents people from every walk of life, Rastafarians and community leaders. It is telling us here and now that though this petition for a referendum was first proposed by the church, it is no longer just the church calling for a referendum, but it is the entire country of Belize. People are responding to the call from rural areas, the urban and the suburban areas. It includes the trade unions who have responded to the call, the lawyers who have responded to the call, men in uniform such as the Coast Guards have responded to the call. We are all calling for the government of Belize to take the right step to get going with the referendum.
The government of Belize issued a statement on Tuesday afternoon referring to the submission of the petitions as an inspiring and encouraging day for the democratic system. GOB says, while the Cannabis and Industrial Hemp Control and Licensing Bill has gained majority support in both the lower and upper house, Cabinet placed a hold on the signing into law to give the churches an opportunity to present their petition for a referendum. But will these 20,000 plus signatures withstand the scrutiny of the Chief Elections Officer?
We believe that we live in an open society. The government needs to prove that by abiding by the rules of the Referendum Act, validating those signatures because they have come from the church. And we're beginning to have a problem in the sense that the question of whether or not there was consultation needs to be addressed, because the church is saying indeed clearly that there has been no official consultation. The church is also saying that we have properly vetted the documents and that those documents can stand any test. Now, every single petition has been submitted.
That's correct.
Every single. So even if the petition did not pass the test, it was submitted because it is an authentic signature of an authentic Belizean. But we ensured that we surpassed the 10% threshold with validated signatures. You see? So even if a person did not submit their voter ID card, but they said, I voted or I forgot to vote, their petition was submitted, and our responsibility was to ensure that we provided more than enough of the 10% trigger of validated.
Pastor Louis Wade shared what his experience was like interacting with Belizeans across the nation on this issue, and some of the reasons given to him as to why they believed the legalization of marijuana could potentially be bad for their communities.
I thought that we would have had a problem communicating to our Belizean people on the issue of marijuana. As I said, the marijuana prophets have run before us in excellent music. I can't say that Bob Marley's music is second rate. It's the best in the world. Peter Tosh, the best in the world. So the marijuana proponents have run ahead of us. But when we hit the ground, and I think God wanted us to hit the ground, to meet with people, to talk with people, to go into their homes and families, we recognize that the marijuana issue is a paper tiger. The marijuana issue is a paper wall painted cement. Because when we began to go into the homes, the people began to explain to us why they do not want marijuana legalized, how it has affected their communities. Belize is a country both of urban and rural communities.
That's correct.
Villages that are integrated for 1,000 years, for hundreds of years, that are now being ripped apart by this issue of marijuana, and a dawn that has now come to live in their community and has taken on their young people as either as their clients or as their gangsters.
Yes.
So Belize is not just Southside. Belize is a multiplicity of communities across this nation.
65%
Yes,
rural.
65% are rural, and so we say that the marijuana issue is a paper tiger.
And while these 20,000 signatures do not amount to 20,000 voters in opposition of the legalization of marijuana, the church contends that the majority of signatories are against the legalization of marijuana.
The 21,000 plus persons who are concerned enough to be able to sign the petition. And one of the things we're saying as a church, media houses, is this: put it to the referendum. And the church, and I say this to us, the church will respect whatever the result is. The church has never been afraid of bringing forward the referendum. Put it to the referendum, and the church will respect the will of the people.
Reporting for News 5, I am Paul Lopez.
Denny Grijalva is the UDP caretaker for Orange Walk Central, and he is also a pastor, a role only a few know him for. Today, he was among the group of church leaders who delivered the signed petitions to the Governor General. He was acting not only as a representative of the church, but also as a representative for 20 UDP caretakers that are also in support of holding a referendum. As for Grijalva's personal view, if a referendum is to be held, he says he will vote against the legalization of marijuana in Belize.
Well, as you know, our participation is that we brought close to 6,000. We got said 6,000 to the 6,000 are part of the 20,000, and there's a group of us within the UDP that we go to church. So, as members of different churches, we came together and we said, all right, let's work together and see what we can do to support the churches. And you know that our party already did a press release saying that they support, or we support, the referendum.
Have you taken a position on the legalization of marijuana itself?
Well, I am against it, and when the thing come, I will vote no. That's my position.
After the break, there is controversy surrounding the Silk Key restoration, and the PSU chides the Prime Minister for the suspension of a public officer. Stay with us.
Since its launch, over 900 students have successfully completed the Social Security Scholarship Program.
I am Renata Samuels. I am the Yearport Coordinator for the Department of Youth Services. I received the Social Security Scholarship for high school in 2010. Upon receiving it, I was beyond happy, thankful, and super relieved to know that I relieved my mom from the financial constraint of having to pay for my high school. It actually pushed me to work even harder to know that I am deserving of this scholarship. I implore others, apply for this scholarship. You have nothing to lose and everything to gain, as well as being one step closer to your own dreams.
The Social Security Board is committed to providing educational opportunities to persons on a mission to improve their lives and communities.
Staying connected with your loved ones while traveling is even more important during this global pandemic. With Digi, this is even easier and more convenient with our data roaming plans. Postpaid customers have instant access to mobile data when in 41 destinations worldwide. With 3 affordable plans, starting at only $28, it's easy to instantly connect via your favorite digital platform. To purchase your data roaming plan, contact Digi before your travel date. If you are already abroad, you can contact us via email at digihelp@livedigi.com or via WhatsApp at 608-8888. For more information, visit our website at livedigi.com/digicel or visit a Digi store near you. You can roam, stay safe, and stay connected with Digi.
¿Sabías que Hospital Galenia modificó los protocolos de seguridad y prevención de salud ante la pandemia de COVID-19 para evitar contagios?
Se garantiza que todo paciente que llega a quirófano está libre de COVID y durante su periodo de recuperación no va a tener contacto con un paciente infectado.
Hospital Galenia, más que un hospital.
It's almost Mother's Day, and what better way to celebrate than with an awesome gift for your lovely mom from Samsung. Show your mom some love. Treat her to a Samsung A-series device. The affordable lineup includes the Galaxy A03 Core, A03s, A12, A22, A32, A52s, S20 FE, S21 FE, Galaxy Buds 2, and even the Tab A7 Lite and Tab A7 LTE. Every Galaxy purchase from an authorized reseller comes with a 1-year local warranty that will make mom love that Galaxy even longer. So head over to any of Samsung's official partners, including Cellular World, Digi, Odette's Home Center, Ibari, and Westrap, and show your mom how awesome she is this Mother's Day with a Samsung A-series phone or tablet.
This May will be amazing at Benny's. Get amazing deals and great gifts from mom. We have Pyrex bakeware, Chicago cutlery knife sets, Corningware, Snapware, and the elegant yet durable Coral dinnerware sets at amazing prices. Check out our impressive line of Sankey appliances and much, much more. Take advantage of these amazing deals all May long, only at Benny's, celebrating 75 years of quality and savings.
Download the SmartStream app on the Android Play Store and create your account to get access to movies and stream at home or on the go. Prepaid customers can purchase regular data packages or get a discounted rate on a special SmartStream package by dialing 7737. Postpaid customers will be billed monthly. Never miss a movie again with SmartStream.
Residents of Placencia Village are reclaiming Silk Key. The island has been quickly deteriorating, and what is left today is only a small portion of its former self. Silk Key is at risk of disappearing, and with that, the economic benefit it offers to tour guides from Placencia. Over the weekend, a team of villagers, including tour guides and business owners, headed out to the island to begin the restoration process. On Saturday, a rock wall was built with sandbags behind it, utilizing 5,000 sandbags, all moved by hand. News 5 spoke with Justin Linares, the director of Go Sea Tours, who told us that the community's goal is to make the island twice its original size.
This initiative was spearheaded by Mr. Ewart Garbott. I'd say about a month and a half ago, he started with a petition to get some signatures from the villagers so that we could proceed with the reclamation of Silky. And as you know, as I shared with you a couple months back, Silky has been eroding very, very fast. And it puts at risk a lot of tour operators losing business going out there, and that's the more popular snorkel spot in this area, snorkel and scuba diving actually. Mr. Ewart went around the community, got all the tour operators on board. I can say for sure over at least 8 tour operators were there this weekend, using their resources, their workers, and their time in order to get this done. Mr. Ewart is the person who lobbied around town to get financing and donations for the project. And then the operators, the villagers, and other stakeholders putting them on power in order to get that started. The main stuff we needed were sand, which we had thousands of bags of sand. We still have sand on the town right now that we're trying to get out to the island because that initiative is still going on as we speak. We had some coconut trees, which we replanted on the area. That was an idea again by Mr. Garbott, and I believe that's one of the better things that we did in that because we need to keep the sand compact in that area. Besides sand, rock, concrete, we also got a big hand from the guys over at Lowens, who transported most of that material on their barge. They had 2 barges in the area, along with a tug that was pushing the bigger barge. We also had an excavator on that barge that offloaded all the rock in order for us to build a very strong seawall. So it was a very, very huge project, very, very costly project. But with the community coming together, everyone put in their piece. And I think we'll have a very, very nice Silky moving forward.
This weekend's Silky reclamation project off the coast of Placencia was not without controversy. Coast Guard officers sought to stop the works on the island, reportedly following instructions from the Fisheries Department. But residents stood up and refused to stop working. Eventually, they were permitted to continue their work. Justin Linares explained.
Apparently, there were some Coast Guards who went in the area. They went on Saturday afternoon. When they got to the island, as we know, they were met with a bit of resistance. We were informed that they got there based on instruction from the Fisheries Department. But we've been lobbying to get this island fixed, Paul, for the past 3-4 years. I am aware that there was a grant given to the Southern Environmental Association to do some studies. I'm not sure if that grant money was for the actual reclamation of the island or it was just money given to study that area in case someone wants to fill it. However, that we never heard from those people. No one had no idea what was being done. And then what made the villagers even more outraged was the fact that when we reopened after COVID, there was an additional $5 charge to go on the island. Mind you that with that, there were no facilities on the island as they were before. The erosion caused the barbecue grill to go into the water. It caused the picnic tables to go into the water. The water was almost up to the restroom. So the villagers were very outraged. So the Coast Guard said that they were there to stop it because we didn't get clearance from fisheries. However, as you know, the people that were there at the time stood up and said that no, we're going to continue this project.
The Public Service Union has come out against the actions taken by the Briceño administration in placing a public officer on administrative leave following an incident last weekend during which Prime Minister John Briceño requested that the officer facilitate the importation of plants into the country. The incident has caused public outrage, which has only been made worse with the suspension of the officer. This morning, trade unionist and former PSU President Jacqueline Willoughby chided the Prime Minister and the Minister of Agriculture for interfering in the work of the public officer.
Really bashful for the Prime Minister to have gotten on television and speak about calling a public officer. With the greatest respect, he's not an accounting officer. In accordance with the Constitution, the accounting officer for the ministry is the CEO. It simply meant that if the PM wanted to advance, here Mr. Mai, wanted to advance any instructions, it would have had to be advanced to the CEO, who would have advanced it to the director or their HOD, and then to the officer's supervisor, and then to the officer. This is what is so wrong in the public service. Every government that has come in has used the public service as their toy and determined that when they can't get what they want done, they would manipulate and bulldoze public officers. What has happened to Mr. Chi is a travesty, and this union will ensure to stand by his side to make sure that he is not penalized for doing his job. Because that's the other thing that's irritating. There is statutes that govern how plants enter this country. There are statutes. What the PM effectively did and what Minister Mai effectively did was to call Mr. Chi to ask him not to do his job. That is a travesty.
According to Industry Relations Officer Calbert Barber, there were multiple missteps on the part of the Prime Minister and the resulting action that was taken to place the public officer on administrative leave.
There were so many things that they did wrong. The words of the Prime Minister when he said he would contact the minister to deal with this, essentially saying that I'm going to punish you. That's trying to put fear in the public officers. Further to that, this letter that prompted Mr. Chi to come to us was, if you read it based on the letter itself, it was a punitive measure instead of an investigative measure. And you only could put a public officer on administrative leave for the purpose of an investigation. Now, this matter is a minor misconduct within our regulations.
So let's stop there. So two things that you're saying. One, that administrative leave can be used for a specific function. But let's go back to what you are saying here, that it is in fact misconduct. Under what grounds?
I'm not saying he committed a misconduct. What they're accusing him of is only a minor misconduct.
Just ahead, an appeal by a Mahogany Heights resident for authorities to assist her mentally ill brother. But first, here's a weather update with data from the Belize Met Service.
We have traveled and we have consulted with communities across Belize to ensure the best solutions for their energy needs. Under BEL's Rural Electrification Program and with funds provided by both BEL and the European Union, mini-grid systems will be constructed in several remote communities in northern and southern Belize.
This mini-grid, this will benefit us. The school will benefit, the church will benefit, and the people.
Belize Electricity Limited, we remain committed to delivering safe, reliable, and sustainable energy solutions.
We live in a world obsessed with the latest trends, fashions, and lifestyles, setting unrealistic expectations and wanting to alter everything about ourselves. How is this affecting our self-worth? What if we were able to silence all the noise and focus on what really matters? Join us right here for Sagebrush Church as we begin our new series, Identity Theft, where we will discuss how to live in a world with ever-changing standards of perfection.
Who offers the best home internet experience? The truth is, Digi, of course. Diginet has the largest fiber network and the fastest speeds with the most reliable service. That's more learning, more earning, more gaming, more bonding, more sharing, getting more things done. And now, Diginet is even more affordable with the new entry plan, a 20 megabits per second fiber connection for just $49 monthly, and increased speeds in all plans. The truth is, only Digi has the ultimate home internet experience, with savings up to $270 when you bundle. Wireless and cable can't give you that. So what are you waiting for? Sign up or make the switch to Diginet today to enjoy more speeds to get more done. Digi, our national telecom.
Team 4! Team 4!
Compostable plastics. To understand what a compostable plastic is, we need to know that composting is a natural way to recycle decomposed organic material like oranges or banana peels. So, a compostable plastic is similar to the banana peel in the sense that it also undergoes biological decomposition in a compost site and doesn't leave any toxic residue. In fact, it breaks down into carbon dioxide, water, inorganic compounds, and biomass at a similar rate of compostable materials. This is great because once properly disposed of, compostable plastic food packaging would be broken down in a manner much kinder to the environment compared to plastics. The recycled materials would return to Earth quickly and safely as soil when disposed of in the right environmental conditions and temperatures. It's important to note that for decomposition to occur, all compostable products must reach a sanitary landfill where there is proper management of the waste through disposal and treatment. Click on the link below to see what you can do to help end the nightmare of single-use plastics. I'm Alison Castillo, and now you know.
She was one of the many winners from this station's Gimme 5 show last year. But tonight, Janice Flowers, a single mother from Mahogany Heights Village, is in fear of losing her life after her brother, who has a mental health condition, has twice tried to burn down her house with her inside. An emotional 50-year-old florist came to our studio on Coney Drive appealing for assistance in getting her younger brother Eugene Martinez institutionalized at a mental health facility because he has been getting more violent.
This is the second time he tried to light the house on fire, sir, and I'm a single parent, sir, and I sorry for myself. I know I'm going to die, but not in that fire, sir.
Why would he want to do something like this when I understand that he's living there with you?
Yes, sir, he fed dinner tea, sir, and my sister helped me, sir. All of us try to help, but I'm the only provider and the only person who is working right now with the family. I want him to go to mental health institution, what do you call the next place? Rehab center, something, sir, because I'm restless many nights and no sleep.
Do you think your life is in danger?
Yes, sir, it is. Yes, sir.
How old is your brother?
My brother is 42 years old. He's in the Rockview for 16 years, sir.
Has there been an evaluation done on him to certify that he has a mental health issue?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. They give him medication and give him injection, and he's a same person, sir.
So what now? How do you secure your place?
I cannot secure it. I need help right now. I like the public, if they can help me with my fence and my gate, to please lock it, because I lock it and he jump in yesterday, sir. And I need to sleep because I need to come out to work every day, sir. I work from Monday to Saturday, sir.
Flores can be reached at 635-2397. Safe navigation at sea is among one of the responsibilities of the Belize Port Authority. Today, the BPA was the recipient of a donation of 4 buoys at the Belize Island holding of Norwegian Cruise Line Holdings Limited to assist with just that. The buoys will be deployed in vulnerable areas near the Barrier Reef, in the Belize Harbor, and then south in the area of Gladden Split and the Split Keys. As we found out today, it is all part of the buoyage plan for the Belize Port Authority.
On behalf of Belize Island Holdings, a subsidiary company of Norwegian Cruise Line Holdings Limited, we're very pleased to be in a position to be able to donate the buoys which are sitting behind us. And, you know, as our partnership with the Belize Port Authority continues, this just solidifies, you know, the strength and continuing to build our relationship together. And we're very pleased, you know, to be in a position to be able to help and continue in the future to help Belize Port Authority and other government organizations.
This donation that we are officially receiving today from the Belize Island Holding is significant to our buoyage plan to ensure navigation safety within the territorial waters of Belize. Aids to navigation, commonly known as ATONs, are devices or systems that are used by captains who are navigating the waters or any waters within the territory of any country to ensure that they operate safely. We are very much aware of the sensitive areas within Belize's territorial waters. We are blessed with the second largest barrier reef in the world, and I dare say the only or the first and the only living barrier reef in the world. So one way to protect our barrier reef is to have a buoyage plan to ensure then that the red buoy and the green buoy mark the safe water in between those buoys so that we know the deep waters or the safe waters in which every captain, every vessel is to traverse in. So thus enhance and improve the safe and efficient navigation of vessels within the territory of Belize.
Up next, a look at this weekend's Autism Walk. Stay with us.
Standing over this. Messi.
Great entertainment stays with you, and we bring you great entertainment. Next Gen, the ultimate digital experience.
Pfizer COVID-19 vaccine? The Pfizer COVID-19 vaccine is an RNA vaccine that triggers our immune system to develop antibodies against the SARS-CoV-2 virus that causes COVID-19. It helps to reduce hospitalization, severity of the disease, and death. What is the Pfizer vaccine made of, and is it safe? The Pfizer vaccine is made up of mRNA messenger ribonucleic acid, which are molecules that carry the genetic information needed to make proteins, lipids, salts, and sugar. It is safe for persons 12 years and older and does not contain the COVID-19 virus, hence cannot cause infection. Tests have shown that the vaccine is effective against current virus variants. Who should take the Pfizer vaccine? The Pfizer vaccine should be taken by persons 12 years of age and older who do not have severe allergic reaction after a previous dose of vaccine or have not had severe allergic reaction to any ingredient of this vaccine. 2 doses of the vaccine are required 3 weeks apart. If you are between the ages of 12 and 17 years, you are required to present a signed consent form before you are vaccinated. What are the side effects of the Pfizer vaccine? Some common side effects of the Pfizer vaccine are headache, fatigue, muscle pain, fever, chills, and swelling at the injection site. If side effects persist, contact your doctor as soon as possible. Does the Pfizer COVID-19 vaccine prevent infection and transmission? No, vaccination alone does not prevent infection and transmission. We are still required to continue to wear masks properly, physically distance, wash and sanitize hands often, practice proper coughing and sneezing hygiene, and avoid crowds.
Download the SmartStream app on the Android Play Store and create your account to get access to movies and stream at home or on the go. Prepaid customers can purchase regular data packages or get a discounted rate on a special SmartStream package by dialing 7737. Postpaid customers will be billed monthly. Never miss a movie again with SmartStream.
Hundreds of Belizeans turned out across the country and simultaneously participated in a walk to conclude Autism Month 2022. In Belize City, the biggest group yet came out, signaling that awareness about autism is alive. News 5's Dwayne Moody reports.
Government officials, families, friends, persons living with autism, and even students. Hundreds of persons converged at the DigiPark in Newtown Barracks on Saturday. After a warm-up with Karen Rosito, they walked, danced, and ran through the streets towards the Baron Bliss Lighthouse and back. It was a celebration or an acceptance for some of autism.
I'm so extremely happy. I'm grateful to all the town and city councillors for helping in the different districts to plan everything for it, and the community that's come out.
The Stephen family came out with their autistic son, 8-year-old Eric, who participated for a second time. It was a heartwarming experience for the family, who shared what it is like to take care of their amazing son, who is living with autism.
It's both challenging and it's also rewarding. There are days when you honestly feel like giving up, but when you look at him and you look at his smile, and you just have to keep going. The pandemic, we've seen the good and the bad in it. For example, Eric is now fully potty trained, so like, yeah. But of course, the challenges has been with education-wise. We've unfortunately had to stop that and change a lot of daycares and caregivers. So that's where the challenge lies. But actually, we also managed to do online speech therapy. So that was a really big help. And while he wasn't able to really perform in the online episodes, we were able to learn really important measures that we could have applied. So techniques and coping skills, and how to build his vocab. Yeah. He's really good with echolalia now. So it's like a real big difference in terms of his speech, right? While he still may not be able to ask for certain things, he still may use a lot of sign or stuff. He is able to repeat phrases, so you can see that his vocab is widening.
Students from St. John's College and Edward P. York High School attended the walk this year. Councillor Samson Jacobs says it's about creating that awareness among the students.
This was an initiative from my vice principal, Ms. Josephine Flowers, and she wanted to build that awareness in our students to support not only Autism Belize, but the Cancer Society and whatever, right? So we extend this invitation specifically only to fourth-year students. So, of course, you know the first, second, and third form, they're jealous, right? But it's an event. It's the first time for us, so we're looking forward to the future.
I think it's important for us to send a clear message that we stand with those who are faced with autism, and we want them to know that they have our full support, and that as a city that we want to continue show them support. And so today is a day of solidarity for us. We're out here in solidarity with the family members, with the person suffering from this condition.
Founder of Autism Belize, Christy Castillo Almeida, says that while the awareness is really taking off, there is more to be done.
I think we still need to do more of the teaching. This month we did like 22 presentations to different companies that invited us in. And after every one, you had so many people say, okay, I didn't know that. Like, I thought I knew, or wow, you opened our eyes to things. And that's 22 out of, I mean, how many companies and places. So I think there's steps to this, right? You've got your awareness, then there's the acceptance, and then we're looking at true inclusion. And I think we still have the education part of it to do, to explain more about what it is.
Dwayne Moody for News 5.
And that's the news. Tonight's broadcast is available in both text and streaming video at channel5belize.com. You can also connect with us on our Facebook page at facebook.com/News5Live. I'm Sabrina Daly. Thanks for joining us. And from all of us here at News 5, please remember to wash your hands, keep your social distance, and stay safe. Good night.